Hello, past and previous students. My name is Lisa Erickson. I am the College and Career Coordinator here at Graduation Alliance, and I am here to share some great information today about LinkedIn. And this is a wonderful website that will help you when it comes to creating your own online career profile. I previously did a web series video about networking, so this is kind of building upon what it is that was shared there, kind of the foundation of the importance of networking. And this is to kind of expand upon that and also allowing you to share information about yourself that's going to be very beneficial when it comes to building your career. So, LinkedIn.com. This is the website that we are going to be exploring today. And what I want you to do as soon as we're done with this video is I want you to go and log in to linkedin.com. If you do not have a profile, if you've never even explored it at all, I want you to set up your own profile. Get that username, get your password, start working on it. Okay, and we're going to go through the steps here in just a moment as to what it is that you want to do, kind of first, second, third, and so forth, to create this page. Okay, so this site is primarily used for professional networking, just like I mentioned. It's also used for career development. It's a place for you to post your resume, CV in an electronic way, right? And it's also a place for your people that are out there in fields that you want to work in, those people, those employers, to post jobs. So it's a great way to bring you together with those employers who are out there. And going a little beyond just what kind of the site was intended for, it's really turned into a way to interact on more of a social media type platform. And I'll show you that in just a moment as well. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to talk about these important steps that you need to go through if you're going to create your own profile. I'm going to show you some examples here too. So first, we're going to talk about uploading a professional photo. We're going to talk about adding things like your industry and your location and why that's important. We're going to show you how to customize your own URL. And then there's the important things to add: a summary, talking about your experience, your skills, your education. As you can see, it's just a digital resume, essentially, right? So you probably have a lot of this information on that resume, but you can now take it and transform it into something different and interactive and really interesting here on your LinkedIn profile. So we're going to go through these steps together right here. I found a wonderful article on LinkedIn. As you can see, I'm logged in as myself up here, that goes through each one of these steps. There's a great video as well, but I just wanted to really walk through the basics with you today when it comes to what you want to do first and so forth. So the first thing, it's not just uploading a photo, but it's a professional photo. That does not mean it has to be taken by a professional necessarily, right? But it is just a photo that represents you in the best light, that makes you approachable, shows who you are. Very simple. Okay. So here's an example, and here's what my profile photo looks like. You can add that photo just by searching. Once you've found it and saved it, of course, to your computer. You can edit it in the sense that you can move it around, you can reposition, you can adjust, all of those things. You can also add some little frames. I mean, there's some great little details that you can add that can make this really your own. Okay. So first, sometimes the most difficult thing is finding that photo. So you might have to go take that photo if it's not somewhere easily accessible. Mine was just from a family photo shoot, so it doesn't have to be anything very fancy here. Next is when you want to add your location and your industry. Okay, and there's that little edit button that you're going to be looking for, and that's just right here. Right? When I go there, I can go in, put in my position, what field I'm in, kind of the overall industry that I'm interested in. You can put your education here if you want, just kind of it's a little kind of snapshot of a couple things. And then finally, your location is really important because people who are looking to hire are going to be looking, locally. So if I put in, that I am from Salt Lake City, Utah, that's what it's going to show up, and that will make a difference there. Okay. All right, so we've already gone through 2 steps. All right, guys, on to the third, and this is to customize your LinkedIn URL. And this is up to you if you'd like to customize it. Right over here on the side, it says edit your public profile and your URL. And here you can go in and you can edit what it is that people see when it comes to your URL. You can also look at what your professional public profile will look like to those who are looking at it here. You can change what you want to include, etc., etc. Okay, awesome. Like I said, it's very customizable and it's all about exploring a little bit. And starting with the basics is good, and then kind of working your way up to a little more advanced is what we're hoping for. Next is a summary, a little bit about you, if you will. I have this whole kind of about section here that's very prominent on my page. So when I'm in here where I can do all the editing and the changing and whatnot, it's just right down here. There's an about section, easy to adjust, change, add to, take away from. You are not held to anything that you put on there. You can always go in and fix it and change it and adjust it. Okay. Next is describing your experience. And you can see from this example right here that this individual has a lot of detail on here. And that's really up to you how much you want to include. Mine, on the other hand, is kind of very basic here. Okay. I've got like the name of the job, I've got the time, but I didn't take the time to put this huge full description in, but definitely go ahead and do that. The more detail you can put in, the better, right? Gives your potential employer good insight into what it is that you do, the experience that you have, etc. Like I said, you can always go in and improve it, and I can see that I can definitely do that myself as well. Then you can add skills. Okay, whoops, I keep going to the wrong one. I apologize. I went into the education. You'll see it at the bottom here. Lots of different skills, excuse me, not schools. We're going to get to that. Counseling, tutoring. I've done, applied behavior analysis before, all kinds of things, college teaching. So these are just some of the skills that I've included, and I can go in and add more other skills, things like that. Easy to add. You can even take a skills quiz. Lots of great information there. Okay. And the last one after skills is to fill out your education. And I shouldn't say it's the last one. We can also talk about some professional connections here as well. But education is pretty straightforward, where you've gone, the degrees you've received, and you can start with what you have and work your way up, right? You put in what you've got. That's your high school diploma. That's amazing. Put that in there. Work your way up. If you're working on an associate's, a bachelor's, whatever it might be, put those in. Even if you haven't quite graduated yet, you can put in those dates, and that's great as well. So fill out that information. And then finally, you can start making some professional connections. When you start to network and meet other people, you can see I have some connections here as well. That's great. You start seeing their items on your page, and they see yours, and you might think, oh, if there's a job that opens, this might be a great person to reach out to, or they might be able to reach out to me, etc. Okay. You can also change things like the little photo up here at the top. Go down to change photo and customize it. You can even upload your own photo. There's a lot of great customization to make this your own, to make it unique, to make it just what it is that you want it to be, that you want to portray to other people. Okay. So like I said in the beginning, now is the time for you to go to linkedin.com and to create your own profile page. So I really, really want to encourage you to do this. Okay. Take 20 minutes tomorrow to start it. Work on it a little bit more the next day. Make it what you want it to be. And then the next time you're applying for a job, you'll probably see, maybe you haven't noticed before, that oftentimes it gives you the option to put in that LinkedIn page. And that will give your future employer a lot of insight into who you are and what you've accomplished and what it is that you're interested in. And if you've completed internships, or if you've done industry credentials in the past and you have those, add everything to it. Think about it as a digital resume. You want all of that information there for others to see, and that will really, increase your visibility and your likelihood of getting a job. So, as I said, start small, do those basics, move through each one of those different categories, fill it out as best you can. And then maybe go back and try to add to it. Start to make it your own picture, on your profile kind of banner there, and all of those other things. Okay. But add experience as you go, as you get new, degrees or as you gain new skills or whatever it might be. Just add things as you go, and that's all you need to focus on. But start small, start now, get your profile created. And if you have questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. Thanks so much.